Yo, welcome to Spectator Sporting. I'm Zach Roach along with my partner, Mr. Adi Wally. We talking boxing, a great fight, man, a top-notch fight. If we talking top-notch fights, we brought Tion here, we brought Berman here. Man, let's get into it. What a fight that we see. It went up and down. It seems like Fury had it, but then all of a sudden, Usyk came back in the late rounds and showed his mental toughness. I mean, great fight. Usyk goes to 22-0 with a split decision victory to claim the undisputed heavyweight title. Byron, talk to me about this fight.
It was a great fight. This is one of the greatest heavyweight fights that I've ever seen. It's so rare in boxing where you have the top two at a division and then you have them fight for everything, every belt, and it's this competitive. This razor close, this many arguments, this many back and forth. Who won? Who this? I think the sport of boxing won last night.
Yep.
Yes, I did pick Fury.
And I picked Usyk too.
And the thing is, Adi picked Usyk in a unanimous decision.
No, I didn't say unanimous. I just said decision.
It didn't happen.
I said decision.
Dun. And
I did predict.
And I'm gonna go with Usyk to win the fight. I'm picking Usyk to win by decision.
Ooh, okay.
Wow.
I like it.
I did predict that it would be a split decision, which meant that it was going to be a very close fight, which means that one judge was going to have it for Fury, one judge was going to have it for Usyk.
So basically saying you was right.
I was right. Even though my guy was wrong, but we'll get into that later. But I do not want to take anything from Oleksandr Usyk, who I am an absolute fan of, who I thought fought an absolutely great fight. I tip my hat to him today. I tip my hat to Fury because I felt like both of these guys went in there, they laid it on the line, and just gave the sport of boxing in itself an absolute gem. Something we can look back on, something that these Twitter finger fighters can look to and say, look, this is the standard, this is what makes boxing great, and it was just a great night for boxing.
Absolutely. Tyson Fury suffered his first loss. Unbelievable, man. But great fight. Tion, talk to me about this fight. What stood out to you?
Everything. I couldn't say more. Echo the same sentiments more. During the fight, I realized like this is high level. Like this is skill. Like this is like the. And I'm gonna be honest. Usyk I knew he was that good. I just didn't know he was that good. Like he's better. He's a better fighter. Because my mentality, even when he beat Anthony Joshua, was kind of like, this dude's a really good fighter to come up from cruiserweight. He's a really good fighter. Cool. And I just kind of left it there. Last night he just showed me that he's top notch, and I just didn't know. So he won me over. What Byron said, like being a boxing fan, this is I will say. Probably like 20, 30 years, maybe one of the best heavyweight fights I've seen since then. I'm just going to be honest. I think Tyson Fury over the years has won us over with how good of a boxer, how much of a student of a game, the IQ of a boxer he was. And when you look at him physically, you don't think he is what he is. When you see him in the ring, he's just totally different. He's on the next level. I didn't think Usyk was going to be able to step up to that level of execution, of IQ, of, you know what I'm saying, of boxing, of it. Yeah, it's just I didn't know if he had it. Yeah. And he did. And I just think we were there for a treat last night.
Absolutely. It seemed like Usyk, Adi, correct me if I'm wrong, Fury had his moments in the fight where he was winning the fight.
Yeah, the whole first half of the fight.
But Usyk shots, his punches, he landed some big time shots. I think that hurt Tyson Fury later on in the fight. Talk to me about this fight.
It was alright.
Yeah. You know what? It was a great fight, classic, and I'm hoping we can get some kind of rivalry of how Riddick Bowe and Evander Holyfield the trilogy. I hope they can give us some of that. And Tyson Fury, I scored the fight every round, watched the fight twice. Tyson Fury won 5 out of the first 7 rounds. And yes, 5 of the first 7 rounds, and it was looking similar to that first fight between Lennox Lewis and Evander Holyfield when the bigger, taller guy was just imposing his will.
Yeah.
But in the 8th round, Usyk cracked Tyson Fury with a powerful left hand, which bloodied Tyson Fury's nose. Okay, that was in the 8th round, and he bloodied his nose. And then in the 9th round, Tyson Fury was like, the blood was affecting Tyson Fury.
Yeah.
He kept wiping at it with his glove. You could tell it was irritating him. It was bothering him. And Tyson Fury, as he was doing a little combination to Usyk's body, Oleksandr Usyk countered with a vicious left hand, which stunned Tyson Fury with pain. Okay,
He was man.
You could look at his face after you hit him. He was in shock. He was stunned.
Yeah.
And then came those flurries of power punches, and which caused this Goliath, this giant of a man, to stumble across the entire ring, fall on the ropes, and stumble some more, and rock on the ropes again. He's stumbling and everything.
Like he just had from the club.
Yeah, he was punched drunk.
Doorbell.
I just gotta make it home.
He was wasted, you know what I'm saying? And so, I mean, and right before,
Hit the link below for the actual story of it.
yes.
I was waiting for him to say
He was dazed and confused. And so,
Days
right? He was dazed. He was out of there. But the man wouldn't fall. He just wouldn't.
He wouldn't fall.
Yeah. And so, but right before Usyk was about to send Tyson Fury to his Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, the referee,
the Lord and Savior.
the referee Mark Nelson stepped in.
Right.
And he stopped what looked like was about to be a KO, robbed Usyk of a KO. Anybody that should be complaining after the fight should be Usyk. He could have had his Ali Foreman moment, knockout in an undisputed fight, and Mark Nelson, referee, you suck for that, for stepping in. Because if you step in, if you look at, like, throughout history, if you look at when Canelo was whooping on Gomez, okay, and like Salvador Sanchez was whooping on Azuma Nelson.
Yep.
Roy Jones Jr. whooping on Sosa.
Yep.
First fight between Sugar Ray Leonard versus Thomas the Hitman Hearns. These guys was attacking these guys, beating them up, brawling them, battering them. When the ref stepped in, guess what happened? The fight was over.
Yeah, it was done. They stopped it.
Over.
Yeah.
So if the ref had two choices at that point, you either just let Fury fall
Let it go.
and see if you can get up on the count, or you step in and stop the fight.
Protect the fighter.
So the ref saved Fury from getting knocked out.
Boy.
After the 7th round, Tyson Fury, the only round I gave him after the 7th round was the 12th round. So now Usyk joins Bud Crawford as the only man to be the undisputed champion.
Crawford gave him some props too.
Yeah, only undisputed champion in 2 different weight classes in the 4-belt era.
Oh, wow.
Usyk, cruiserweight to heavyweight.
Wow.
We haven't seen nothing like this since the real deal.
The amount of cap that just came out of Ade's mouth. Like, please subscribe to the link below for Adi's storytellings of the 9th round. Let me tell you something. First of all, Usyk did not win 2 out of the first 7 rounds. He did not. He only won 1.
Okay.
And the only round that he won, I'm going to get to that, is the 2nd round. And the reason why what you guys don't know, we watch these fights, if we're not together, we're texting each other. We have a round by round back and forth. And you know what? From the last show, Adi is not a stan. You know, I don't consider him a stan, but I felt a little stannage. When it came to Oleksandr Usyk.
Oh my God.
He texted me Ukrainian power. And I'm not saying Ukrainian power isn't real. I believe in Ukrainian power. But it's a little bit of stannage and cap in his raps. And the reason why is because I go to that first round, right? And it's a 9-8 round. Fury lands more shots. But I think the determining factor of that round was he threw 37 as opposed to 18. He threw a jab that stopped the progress of Usyk. Usyk's game plan was to be aggressive. And the story that I tell to validate that is the 2nd round. He came out in that 2nd round like he lost the 1st round. Fury put the jab on him in the 1st round. Fury landed more shots on him than the 1st round. But it went to Usyk, And the thing is, this fight is a very unique fight. I've watched this fight 3 times. I didn't watch it 2 times.
He said you should have watched it 3 times.
Because he made me mad. He made me mad. He sent too many Ukrainian powers to me last night. I got upset. And I'm telling you, one of the beauties and the gems of this fight is there are so many swing rounds. There are so many rounds where you have to watch every second of the round because you got guys trying to steal rounds. Yep. But you got guys trying that basically the whole round stood at the end of a 6-7 jab and could not get off. They winged shots. They did. And a lot of the people are giving Usyk this fight off aesthetics. That 9th round was a great round. He got a knockdown in that round. Of course, everyone wants it to be a knockout, but let's look at the history of Tyson Fury. We watched this dude get his head detached by Deontay Wilder, who at the time was one of the scariest heavyweight punchers in the heavyweight division. Knocked him out on his back. It's over. First 3 rolls up screaming, and this man rolls like the Undertaker. He got up. He got his legs back under him, and he did what Tyson Fury does. I think the ref did an excellent job, and here's why. Because he knew the combatants that were in the ring that night. He knew that Tyson Fury has been down 7 times in his career, and Tyson Fury still doesn't have any losses. Knocking down Tyson Fury doesn't guarantee a victory for you. But for Usyk, it did, because this fight was that razor thin to a lot of stands. But if you go by what happened and you go by CompuBox, he lost 6 of the first 7 rounds. He won the 8th. He got a 10-8 round in the 9th. He won the 10th. And then we have the 11th and the 12th. And the 11th and the 12th are basically up for grabs. Usyk landed more shots in the 12th, but a lot of people gave Fury the round. Why? Because Fury finished the fight very strong and he had a lot of significant shots toward the end of the round. But in the 11th round, they were literally separated by 1 punch. Usyk threw 1 more punch than Fury. Fury landed 12, Usyk landed 13. And a lot of people look at that round like it could go either way. Am I correct?
Say no.
And so we can literally be sitting here and saying that, okay, Usyk won 8, 9, 10. Fury won 11 and 12.
Ooh. I'm gonna say something about what Roach said earlier, and what you said was key. You talking about the impact of the punches, the power punches.
Yeah.
And so, yes. Now let me tell you something about the first round. Okay. All 3 judges and myself and whoever the dude is, Chris Maddock, that was doing the fight, doing the scorecard guy,
right,
scored it for Usyk. All of them scored it for Usyk, and I'm gonna tell you why. In the first round, I want to hear it. Tyson Fury, yes, he landed 9 punches to Usyk's 8, but guess what? Tyson Fury only landed 1 power punch in that first round. Usyk landed 6 power punches, okay, and that's why he won the round.
The jabs, you
but
right?
But here's the thing. But here's the thing. We have to understand, like, this fight was gonna be won on what? The jab. It's the jab.
Yeah.
Can you land a jab on Usyk?
Or both.
Can you get a jab off on Usyk?
Yeah.
And he did.
He shifted his hell.
And he did. And the power shots landed were basically generated to the body because he couldn't get offense off because he was at the end of the jab. And he landed more, and he was the busier fighter. So again, it's objective. The judges, that was a tough one to judge, though. But again, it was a tough round. But if you go by the CompuBox, which pressure, I mean, these are things that the judges measure the fight. They measure aggressiveness, they measure pressure, they measure the power shots, and I think if you're gonna take those aesthetics, then look at the 6th, 7th. The 5th, or the 5, 6, 7.
I gave 5, 6, 7.
And you'll look at those, and you'll look at those fights like Usyk got swamped those rounds.
He got swamped.
So again, I don't understand how we're giving Usyk these like, oh, he landed these power shots and these are 6. These shots were more they were more influential.
Well, let me step into y'all.
I don't understand that. I don't understand how Usyk landing a body shot to a guy when he can't reach him because he's at the end of a jab, and that shot influences him to win or swing round. I don't get that.
I get it. Well, this is what I would think, because being the guy that's on the fence, because this is interesting because I see both points, and that's why it's making me really kind of hold this fight in even higher regard. Because if you listen to what they saying, the validity of the argument on both sides is insane.
It is.
So I think some of those swings for Usyk was because he was very strategic on the aesthetic you keep talking about.
Yeah.
I think his strategy as far as how winning some of them rounds at the end, because I saw it, and I was just like, he had 2 or 3 meaningful combinations with 15, 30 seconds left. You know what I'm saying? To close the round off. So now you forgetting what happened a minute ago.
De La Hoya and Sugar Ray was really good at it.
You forgot exactly.
Yeah.
But
So
here's the thing.
I think that's where some of the argument is, because he did do that.
Why are we discrediting what happened at the front of the round?
But you know how tricky
and that's the thing. We're like, everybody's talking about the 9th round of this fight. We just heard an entire Disney special on the 9th round of this fight. But we're not talking. But we're not talking about the 5 and the 6 and the 7 when he was setting up the right hand where Usyk couldn't even come forward because. And then you look at those rounds
when he finally caught him with the uppercut.
Right, he was catching him with the uppercut coming in, and Usyk was like his landing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we talk about shots. You know, all his shots. Like, man, he was getting 10.
I think you need to
he was getting 10.
I think you need to shift your angst towards Tyson Fury's corner. Now I'm gonna tell you 2 things right now. Usyk landed 122 power punches. Fury landed 95 power punches. That's why Usyk won the fight. And then I'm gonna tell you, number 2 thing I'm about to tell you is this: Fury ran to the same trouble that Devin Haney ran into. Finish him.
Yeah.
He should have finished Regis Prograis.
Always.
And then he's going against my man, I don't know if he cheated or whatever, Garcia, but he don't have finishing.
He does not.
When he was uppercutting Usyk in the 6th round, he caught him with a couple uppercuts, and Usyk was.
I thought Usyk was about to go down.
He should have finished him. He should have at least knocked him down. If he would at least knocked him down, he would have won the fight.
Because we all know he was hurt.
Don't leave it in the hands of the judges. Don't be trying to add up the scorecards. Let me see what the judges' scorecards is just because they helped you out with acknowledgement on it. Like, no. You should have finished him in the next, we'll get to that later, but
it's fun. It's fun to debate it. It's fun to go back and forth on it. But in truth, if you look at the points that I brought up, keys to Fury to win, I gave him the edge on the corner, and that didn't come to fruition. Like, his corner, I felt like Fury should have fought bigger in the 7th and the 8th going into the championship rounds. I felt like he should have held more. I feel like, especially when Usyk was being overly aggressive, when he got close to the ropes, I feel like he should have been grabbing.
So how do you feel like the corner failed him?
I feel like the corner failed him because they didn't instruct him to do that more.
Right.
And it wasn't that Sugar Hill wasn't giving him great advice. And I'm not trying to throw anybody under the bus because the thing is, this fight was a beautiful fight on both ends. I felt like both fighters thought that they won. And there's an argument for both fighters. What we're doing here, this is just fun between us. But I truly felt like Usyk had a big argument as Fury that I won this fight. Yeah. I felt like if you had this fight, 114, 113. To either way, I wouldn't argue with you because I felt like that's in the ballpark. Right. But to score this fight 115, 112 is that's standage. I can't see Usyk being that far ahead, seeing that he was dominated like that in the first half of the fight.
So let's talk about a big fight like this, right? Rematch is coming. There's no doubt about it.
I don't want to see nothing.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. So Tion, Fury, now he has suffered his first loss. What adjustments you think for the next time they fight that he needs to make to make sure that this doesn't happen again to him? Like Adi said, leaving it down to the decision.
Right. I don't want anybody to miss my words, and I'm not taking anything away from Tyson Fury, but I think some of the antics he's used to pulling off, he thought would affect Usyk, and they didn't. Like some of that, showboating, like some of the things he does to where he kind of takes moments off, because he does do it. Let's just be clear about that. I think he thought that would affect Usyk like it affected Wilder, like it affected Klitschko when he actually won the title, and it just didn't. I think there were moments to where he should have been more stern on the game plan. The jab should have been so consistent from start to finish. Even if you can't work nothing else, I just felt like the jab. I felt like as the fight progressed, he got away from the jab. And I can't knock him for that because, again, 5, 6, and 7, I thought Usyk was going down. You know what I'm saying? Right. And he got away from the jab because he's so good and he's so skilled and so crafty and his IQ is so well, he can throw these different punches from these different angles and platforms and body movements. So that's what he does, and I would never want him to stop that. But I think some of the basics should have maintained, and I think the second fight, him being the student that he is, that's not going to be the case. It's not. I think Usyk is going to be in for a world of this is going to be a different Tyson Fury now. Because now he's focused. He don't care about the one loss.
He's supposed to be focused after barely beating Gunn.
He should have been. And that's what.
But this is a different opponent. Let's keep it real.
I'm saying he was supposed to be. No, they said he didn't take him seriously.
Exactly.
Now you just said he playing around too much. You need to get seriousness.
That is who he is.
And if you go back and listen to the tape, I said that after not taking Ngannou seriously, when we covered that, I was like, Tyson Fury against Usyk gonna be a different dude. Because I naturally thought, okay, you locked him in. Yeah. And I'm not saying he wasn't locked in. I'm just saying there were momentary lapses to where he should have stayed locked in. But he is who he is. He's going to fight how he fights. That's the value he brings to a match, the skill, the IQ, all that stuff we already said. So I think the changes for him will be that, and for Usyk, I think it's pretty short. Don't change the thing. You know what I'm saying? Don't change the MF thing. It just is what it is. Keep fighting the fight that you fought the first fight, and you should have pretty good results. I'm just excited to see what happens again.
Real quick, Onyx, what adjustments need to be made?
I'm going to say Oleksandr Usyk, I was disappointed that he did not make Tyson Fury pay for the clinching he did. He clinched a lot in the 11th round. Coming into your range, make the taller man pay for doing that. Get off to a better start. Stop taking so many uppercuts, okay? As far as...
them uppercuts was vicious.
As far as Tyson Fury goes, man, I just feel like the first half of the fight was too easy for Tyson Fury. And I felt like after the first half of the fight, he decided to just settle for a decision. He felt like he was just going to get a decision. Like 6th round, he was killing Usyk. 7th round, he was like, you can tell he didn't go after him to end it. And then he's just trying to get points. He's just trying to concubine. He's just trying to get the decision, get his hands raised at the end. So next fight, knock him out. Go for the knockout. Go for the kill.
But Crawford.
Yeah. Byron, go quick, Sammy, what adjustments?
I just think that if you look at Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder 1, what happened after that, he got a draw. He came back that second fight and
destroyed him.
And absolutely destroyed him. I think if this fight happens in October, Fury will destroy him. And I think what he's going to do is he's going to come in bigger and he's going to fight this fight like it's a 9-round fight.
That's in his game.
And he's gonna look to end him, and it's gonna be basically for Usyk, he's going to have to try to manufacture offense to set up that left. Cause I mean, although he did, get offense and get a knockdown with it, it wasn't something that he set up. It's more so that he caught Fury, and I think Fury's gonna be a lot more conscious. And if he fights bigger. I mean, engage the clinches more, dirty boxing more. Then I think we saw with the first round of the first half of this fight that Fury feels that he can, because I don't think he respected the power too much.
Right. No, he didn't.
And so I think Fury will have a different. I think even with Sugar Hill, they're gonna go knockout.
So maybe with him losing the weight took away some of the.
Yeah, I maybe
he came up the lightest.
Maybe
one of the lightest weights.
What was he like 260?
He came in way lighter than Ngannou.
He was lighter.
He was like about 15,
but the thing is,
lighter.
they know that Usyk's strategy is basically. I mean, this is a light heavyweight. He takes heavyweights in the deep waters and he drowns them. He drowns them there.
Yeah.
I actually think what he does, he did it to Fury. He pumped up the punch output. He made him more aggressive because he kept coming forward. And I think, what Fury will learn, from this fight after he sits down and watches it is he's gonna always keep coming forward. So we can keep him at the end of the jab for 4 rounds, and then let's make him carry a weight. Come in like he did for Wilder, come in at 270 and make him carry him and make the fight in the trenches and see if he can survive. The thing is, Usyk, I talked about it in the first fight. I think Usyk can bang with him on a dirty boxing tip. I think we still gonna get a great fight in a rematch, but as close as this was, I think Tyson Fury was more dominant in more rounds of this fight. And I feel like Fury, with slight tweaks, he will come out ahead with this.
I got you. So right now, Usyk is the victory. So hopefully we get that second fight. It's got to happen because it was too close. You heard the arguments. How it can go either way. Good. We talked about like how it could be a rematch. But it's some other heavyweights in the division. Not many, but it's enough to talk about. So, Adi, give me some other heavyweights that maybe can be in contention in this division. Maybe after Usyk and Fury finish their trilogy, who can step up to the plate?
Well, even before they, do the rematch and all that, there's still some action going on in the heavyweight division.
Let them know. Talk to me.
Anthony Joshua is supposed to fight the winner of the Daniel Dubois versus Filip Hrgovic fight on June the 1st, okay? And Daniel Dubois bounced back from that, being knocked out from Usyk with a 10-round TKO over Big Baby Miller. Hrgovic, he's the first man to defeat Big Bang Jang a couple of years ago. He's 17-0. And he's a #1 IBF contender.
Nice.
Now, Daniel Dubois, only 1 out of his 22 fights did not end in a knockout. And he's going to get knocked out by Hrgovic. Okay? and yeah, I got Hrgovic knocking him out. But Anthony Joshua cannot overlook his potential fight with Hrgovic, thinking about a mega fight versus either a trilogy versus Usyk or a fight versus Fury, which the guy in, I forget his name, in Saudi Arabia, he really, really wants to make a Fury versus Anthony Joshua fight, okay? They say even no matter what happens in a rematch, even if Fury wins, after that, he wants Anthony Joshua to fight Fury. Okay?
Yeah, it's a big fight over there.
Huge fight. Okay?
That'd be interesting.
Yeah, that would. You know what I'm saying? And so the 32-year-old Joseph Parker is on the best run of his career. He shut out Deontay Wilder and defeated Big Bang Jang, and he has a share of the WBO title. Okay, and so I mean the thing is, but 6 years ago he lost to Anthony Joshua by unanimous decision. It was a valiant effort, but Joseph Parker won 2, maybe 3 rounds in that fight. That's why we never saw a rematch. No one really wanted to see it.
That's bad. That's
so, but and then there's a man who many people hope to be the next great American heavyweight champion. I'm talking about Jared Anderson. Okay, young guy, 23 years old, very young. He's ranked in the top 5 in the WBC, IBF, and the WBO, and he says that the top heavyweights don't want to risk it all against them. He think they're trying to avoid him and everything.
It's always a young guy in every division saying nobody wants to fight him.
He's being very honest.
Yeah, Jared Anderson.
I believe him.
But Jared Anderson, hopefully his getting arrested situations is a thing of the past.
Yikes.
He got arrested in November, then a few months later he got arrested again. So he needs to chill out. A lot of people questioning his heart. He's supposed to fight the winner of Big Bang Jang, Deontay Wilder on. So he's supposed to fight Deontay Wilder on August the 3rd if Wilder beats Big Bang Jang. So that'd be a big test for him because people say he ain't fought nobody. So
there we go.
Yeah.
Brian, give me some more heavyweights to look out for.
I mean, I think Adi hit it all on the head. As far as Anthony Joshua is concerned, this was a worst case scenario. He did not want to see Usyk win this fight because nobody wants to see you fight Usyk a third time. I know I do. I don't think even with the rejuvenation that Anthony Joshua is undergoing at this point in his career, I don't think he can do anything with Usyk because I don't think that Anthony Joshua can keep the stamina through the championship rounds to beat him. So I think, unfortunately for him, you know, Fury has already fought a trilogy with Deontay Wilder. I know everyone is trying to downplay Deontay Wilder and his imprint on his division. I think he brought the heavyweight division back for America.
That's a good argument.
And
he did. Good
so
point.
I'm not downplaying that trilogy. I thought that was a hell of a trilogy. I still watch it. And I think this is it for Fury. I think in front of Fury is, you know, his chance to be the undisputed heavyweight champion. That's something that he wants. I think he respects Usyk enough that if he does win in October, that he will give him a rematch. And I think he goes off into the sunset. I think he's done after that. He doesn't need to fight Anthony Joshua. I honestly think Anthony Joshua will get clipped by one of these young dogs coming up. Because, and it's just, and I know a lot of Anthony Joshua fans don't like me, but I don't trust him. And I don't understand why you don't.
It's true.
But I do not trust him. So I do feel that even though he is in line for some winners, I think those are fights that you really have to look at hard, because those are the fights that he fumbles. Right before his payday, he fumbles. Shout out to Andy Ruiz. So what I think is going to happen, I really think that, you know, I'm rooting for Deontay Wilder to beat Zhang so that we can see him against Anderson, because that August 3rd card is
it's crazy.
Amazing.
It's crazy.
If you got to work August 3rd, call off now. Call off now.
PTO.
Saturday.
I'm bringing
PTO.
I might take that day off.
I'm bringing
Put it
grill
in.
out.
Jeez.
I'm cooking.
The undercards is going
I'm
to be
throwing, I'm throwing a full blown, like I haven't had a fight party in a long time.
Plan accordingly.
But August 3rd is a reason for the season. Like, that card is absolutely loaded. I would love to see Deontay Wilder on that card, just make it even that much better. As far as moving forward, I'm still here, man. I'm still stuck in the moment. We still got the two best heavyweights on the planet.
Yep.
They still locked in the horns.
Yep.
They just fought one of the closest heavyweight title bouts ever.
One of the better.
And October, they're scheduled for October. You know, we might have a little bit more of a medical break, but these guys are already locked in with contracts to a rematch. And I really do feel like that we're going to see a trilogy. And after that, we'll see how, you know, the dust settles after that. I think we might see Anthony Joshua with another loss. Maybe Anderson brings back the heavyweight division to America. You know, the heavyweight division is alive. It's alive and well.
Oh boy.
But right now, it's all about Fury and Usyk.
It is.
Tiana, real quick, any thoughts, similar names?
So I did want to bring Byron back into this as far as the Joshua situation. You don't think Derek James would you don't think what Derek James, as far as, okay, when we had that conversation previously about Errol Spence and Bud leading up to that fight, and remember, I was the one saying, I don't know, because we talked about how Errol Spence was a perfectionist at the basics, and I didn't know how Bud would perform against him being so consistent with that. Do you think what Derek James can implement with Joshua can change how he can look in a fight against Fury?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
And this is because if you look at Anthony Joshua, I'm not saying that Anthony Joshua isn't a good fighter. He is.
Right.
But is he a better boxer than Fury?
No.
No.
Anthony Joshua was the prototype.
He got more power than Fury.
We could say that he
Possibly.
has. We could say that he has.
When he wants to.
But the thing is, Joshua has 7 rounds.
A little bit more.
That's all he got.
Joshua got
Maybe
7
9.
rounds.
Maybe 9.
Yeah.
Joshua got 7
Maybe
rounds.
9.
Joshua got 7 rounds. And if you fight Anthony Joshua and you get into the 8th and the 9th round, you're more than likely gonna beat him. He gasses out. Muscles take oxygen.
Yeah. So
He be muscular as hell.
He definitely swole. I ain't
And
he definitely swole.
And it's just, and I know here you come. You're gonna come, and I don't hate Anthony Joshua.
here you come. You're gonna
I don't hate Anthony Joshua, and you constantly say that I hate him,
Right.
and I don't hate him. But I think it's too late in his career. I think he's talented, I think he is.
He might have the most talent at the.
But
I mean,
he
like
has to
physical.
get-
And he's younger than Fury.
Yeah.
Like physical
He's younger than
attributes.
Fury.
Like you said,
He
he's doing
has to
6'5",
get
like
guys-
245. He's the prototype. He
has-
looks like he's out of a machine.
What does he do? What does he do that sustains him?
Nothing.
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 He has to
Boxes
knock
like
you out.
He boxes like a small dude. He
Exactly,
boxes like
but he's in the wrong frame. If he was a lightweight, him and Usyk would probably be made for each
or
other.
light heavy or super
But it's
middle.
just Usyk.
So he just swole for no
after
reason.
2 fights.
No reason.
And that's the thing. After 2 fights, and I saw Anthony Joshua. I think he was rooting for Usyk. I think he threw some solidarity toward Usyk.
Right.
And I'm thinking, like, dude, what are you doing? Nobody wants to see you fight this dude a third time. You were crying in the ring after he whooped you one time.
Right.
Well, to his defense,
He knocked the emotions out of you. Dude, I don't want to see that.
To his defense,
don't wanna see
in the
that.
second fight, it was
The
a much.
emotions
Again, the
is
second fight against Usyk was much closer. It was a split decision.
was much closer. It
very,
was.
very much closer. Like, I'm not gonna take everything away from Anthony Joshua because he lost
Yeah.
Andy Ruiz. Just like Lennox Lewis lost to who the man knocked out. Lennox Lewis got knocked out by
What's it-
Oliver McCall.
No.
No, what was it? He had a nickname.
Rockman.
Rockman. It was like
Hakeem Rockman.
Yeah, Hakeem Rockman.
Yeah.
And he got knocked out before in the '90s too in the venture. I gotta remember to do.
It wasn't.
Dude, I'm not making. It's not bad that he lost, but his losses
Right.
at the time. It's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
It's not. It's
Yeah,
Anthony Joshua at points in his career. He fights, and it's just like, who is this guy?
Yeah.
Who is this guy?
And I was asking, and I wanted to bring you in because, like, again, and you said that y'all both said thing. If you look at Anthony Joshua, he's the prototype heavyweight.
Yeah.
Like, if you look at him and then you see some of the things he can do, some of the skills he does have, and you wonder why is that not implemented throughout the course of a full fight. So it's interesting, but when it comes down to me, to answer your question, Big Baby, Jared Anderson, I really don't care about none of these other dudes. I'm gonna keep it real. I love the young up and coming guy. If you remember, if you watch these shows, subscribe and like Spectator Sporting. We killing shit. If you remember, I was on Boots early. If you remember, I've been on, well, we all have been on Benavidez. We was on Benavidez years ago when he first got made Canelo's mandatory. Shout out to the Canelo stands too. Yeah, that's your man right there.
I hate you too.
He right there.
I hate you too.
So I love the young dude. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
This is it for me.
Okay.
Big Baby. I see the power of Wilder with more control. I see more of a willingness to box. I haven't seen every single fight. I'm not gonna sit here and lie, but what I have seen from him, there's more of a willingness to put together combinations and actually fight a real fight, not just swing for the fences. And I love it because he can swing for the fences. He can knock cats out if he want to. So I'm looking for dude to continue to climb, possibly get a shot. Hopefully it's soon. And for whoever it is, I don't think a loss for him means nothing but success. For real.
Well, like Byron said, the heavyweight division is in full effect after having that masterpiece fight last night. So hopefully we can continue to get these fights. You're watching Spectator Sport. Remember, subscribe to the page. Hit that button. Subscribe. Leave your comments. We got Tion, we got Brian, our boxing gurus, always coming here schooling us. My co-host, Mr. Adi Wally. We out. Peace.